So you're an OAP. You're asking for 700,000 naira. How? How? Who are you? Who goes you? Who you
boy.
be?
This week's episode, we're coming in hot. We have O Daniels, who is an on-air personality, come give us all the unfiltered truth of the media space in Nigeria here on Talk Your Talk.
If you're an OAP, you just want to sit behind the microphone and just be talking. Look, anybody can talk. That's what I found out. Anybody can actually talk, and talk is cheap. I have worked in a radio station where I was paid 50,000 naira.
Stop.
Yeah.
Per what?
Yeah, I mean, and that's my experience.
Per month?
Per month. There are not many radio stations that can beat Cool FM. Yet, Dotson came out and said some things about the radio at the time when he retired too, and I was like, oh wow. The stations don't bring out vacancies. It's a saturated space, like I said.
I was gonna say, where do you guys find your vacancies? It's not on LinkedIn. Sometimes it's not.
No, you don't find it.
So it's just who knows who.
It's again with this favoritism thing.
What?
This table you want to shake. Is,
the guy who had been in the radio station had more experience and was able to had a better way of talking more than the lady, and then it feels like the lady was chosen because of her looks and not necessarily because of the skills. So I wanted to say, is this actually really, does it actually happen, like favoritism?
I don't want to enter Wala with this podcast.
Why won't you talk to me?
Yes, so nice to meet you, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I call you Daniel?
Yeah, well, O Daniels is fine.
Oh, Daniels. Where does that name come from? When Skiva told me that our guest coming from the media space is O Daniels, I'm like, is that your actual name?
Well, that's my name. O stands for Olusegun because that's my first name. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I don't look like one.
No. Well, I don't even know the look of a Yoruba. When they say, you look Igbo or Yoruba, I don't know what that means.
So if you are a radio person or a media person generally, I think it's one of the charms that we have that people can't exactly guess where you're from. You know, especially by the way you talk, the way you look. I mean, you just want to leave people to like guess and just leave them in that space of who is this guy? Where is he from?
And then the name is English, so you can't really place it.
So O Daniels. Even though when I tell people the full name, then they get it. But I mean, the short form is O Daniels. So.
Is that your OAP name as well? Of course.
That's my OAP name.
All right, then nice to meet you. Me, my own name is Nini. Very obvious Yoruba name, Nini Olaso.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have a friend who bears Ini. Ini is not exactly Yoruba.
Yeah.
In fact, she's not Yoruba. She's from Akwa Ibom or something. Because the full name is Iniebong or something like that. Yes, she's Ini. So. Nini might not entirely mean Yoruba, but it's okay.
Yeah, but my own still gives where I'm from more than yours.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
So now I just want us to gist, nothing serious.
Let's gist.
So, I don't even know how much I want to talk, but I did my, what's it called now? So let me just say, for example, when I finished school, so I've always wanted to be in the media space as per OAP, presenting and all of that. But I don't know, if you hear all what I studied in school, that's so far.
No, it's okay. And I feel like it's almost everybody in the media world, almost everybody. If you go to a radio station or a TV, most of them would tell you they didn't study mass communication. So I didn't study mass communication myself. So it's a common thing. It's like pop culture in radio stations.
Oh yeah. What I was even trying to drive us is after that. So I decided to go to a broadcasting school. That's why I even met Skiva, right?
Oh yeah.
And then before I even went for the broadcasting training and everything, there was a particular. It was during my NYSC. I needed to do what they call it PPA.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So I was like. Place of payment. Sorry, I'm sorry,
PPA.
guys.
What does that mean again?
What does PPA?
Place of primary assignment.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You remember? So I was like, and it was almost before COVID. So I was like, man, I don't want to teach. And then I think there was an opportunity. If you actually find a place, you can let what they call that place. Hey, everything has left my head. Where you go for weekly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. LGI,
to go and tell them you got a place so they can put you in that place to work.
Yeah.
So I was looking for radio stations. Like, I don't want to work in a school. Like, I was
Right.
looking for a radio station, and then there was this particular radio station I went to. I was actually going to every radio. I'll Google all the radio stations on the mainland.
Yeah.
And I was going there
Yeah.
to go and, tell them that, I'm an NYSC copper, like, so that even if it's for free, that I just want
Yeah.
to be somewhere I like. I don't want to teach and everything. And then every time I walk into the buildings of some of them, and I'm like, do I really want to be here? Like, some places just look like they've not been in use for years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is really going on? When you hear these people's voices on radio, it feels like they're in one restaurant, which is good.
Yeah.
But like, the insights too should be given to an extent. Like, it might not be all radio stations, but
Yeah.
I was just very shocked to see that. And I was like, okay, do I want to do this job? I'm not feeling the excitement when I go into the environment. Do I
Right.
want to come here and do this?
I don't think anything is glamorous about
Yeah.
radio. However, conventionally, before now, radio has always been that, well, it sort of gives people the celebrity status, right?
Yeah, I think it does, actually.
Well, I don't think it does because I mean it, so I can tell you for a fact. Yeah, some people still look at you as some type of celebrity, maybe by the virtue of the fact that you get to meet a lot of artists, you get to meet a lot of people in the creative world. I mean, people from different aspects of life, right? So it kind of gives you the celebrity status, but it's not really. It's not. You're just this guy or this lady sitting behind the microphone in the studio, people hearing your voice and all of that, and really that's it for me. I honestly, radio right now, like I was saying earlier, I don't think I could advise anybody to go into radio anymore. But if you want to do it because you have passion for it, or because it's just leisure, it's fine.
Leisure.
Yeah. Honestly,
In this economy, I don't think anybody...
so that's the thing. That's the thing. So if you say in this economy, that means we're going into something else entirely. Especially in 2026, times have changed.
Yeah.
Radio has changed. It's not the conventional radio anymore. In fact, if I had my way, if I had the radio station right now, what I would do is audio-visual radio studio. Not just the audio, because now radio has gone beyond, somebody has a really nice voice behind the microphone and just talking to thousands of people on the other side of radio. People want to actually get to see who is talking now.
Yeah.
People want to see, they want to know who is this person talking. And the fact that we now have, digital platforms where you can let people see who you are, what you're doing in the studio, and then be making money off it. It makes a lot of sense like that. So if any smart radio station is existing right now, they most likely would just do audio visuals, not just the audio.
Okay.
Because you can make money off YouTube, Instagram, maybe X, and all of that. So yeah, that's the only way radio can work right now. But if you're an OAP, you just want to sit behind the microphone and just be talking. Look, anybody can talk. That's what I found out. Anybody can actually talk, and talk is cheap. Anybody can talk. That's why many radio stations right now, they don't even go for people who probably have 10 years or 8 years or 5 years experience anymore. They just want to go for somebody who can accept the price they are offering, yet can still talk. Yeah, because you will find it's a saturated industry. You will find somebody who is going to do the job for the price you're willing to offer.
Yeah, so there okay, let me ask the other one that was in my head before I ask this one based on what you just said.
Yeah.
Now, you said something about some radio stations will probably they owe salaries. So is that as a result of there's actually no money in the industry or mismanagement for some people?
So I think it's both. I don't believe that there's no money in the industry. There's actually a lot of money in the industry. Radio stations make money off adverts.
Okay.
And their rates sometimes can be unbelievable. So yeah, they make money, especially the radio stations who are doing the job right. there are some stations that might not be making a lot of money from adverts and all of that, maybe because they are not doing the job the way they should be doing it. But let's even talk about the ones who are doing the job right.
Mention one.
I don't want to. This is not. I don't want to start naming stations.
All right, that's okay.
But I know a few who actually do right by their staff, especially, and I know that they are doing well, even in terms of their functions and what they really do. You know. So yeah. Some radio stations don't make a lot of money from adverts because they are not doing what they are supposed to do. But if they are doing it right and they are not now paying what they should pay, the value of people, then that's where the problem is. Because these are people, these are OAPs who have built themselves over the years, working on themselves and trying to make sure that they, they've reached a certain value, yet they are still priced down. The employers still want them to settle for less, and they just feel like OAPs should be undervalued. I don't know how they do that, but these are people who have devoted their time, their energy and everything to the job over the years, and yet you don't. And many radio stations don't even have good structures in terms of growth.
The plan.
If you work, for example, if you work in a bank, you probably start from a low level. At some point, maybe in
like
after
a progression.
confirmation, they say, they promote you after 2 years, you get this promotion and all of that. Many radio stations don't have such structure, so everybody is just existing in that organization, hoping that maybe at some point, they are going to increase salaries, hoping at some point they are going to make you the head of station or head of programs or whatever, head of news or whatever, So it's not like there's a structure to it. And that is so sad too, because I mean, if I'm a young guy, I want to be able to buy Benz too at some point, right?
Honestly,
I mean, I want to be able to drive Porsche. So it makes absolutely no sense if people see me on the outside as if I'm one kind of celebrity, but I'm not really, judging by what I make from what I do, So now you have side hustles that can help you out. Many OAPs here, you find them being MCs, they host events, they do maybe movies on the side, they do digital content and all of that. That is how we get to survive. But if all you do is just being an OAP, I am so sorry. There are not many radio stations, especially in Lagos, that can pay the value that you're worth.
Okay.
Not many.
Yeah, you mentioned something about the salary structure, and then some stations, you said something about everybody can talk, so some stations will bring in the person who can talk for a lesser pay, and that kind of thing. So it made me think that, isn't there like a minimum payment grade for, I mean, like, I can tell you for free now that where I work, your starting salary, for example, would be a certain amount of pounds or whatever. Like, whether you have 10 years experience, whether you have is 1 year experience you have, if you're coming for that role, beginner's role, this is it. That's the cap. It can't go lesser than that. So is there not like a minimum cap, like a minimum wage that if you're coming, or they just freestyle it based on?
So I feel like this depends on the radio station.
So there's no like general?
No, there's no general. I have worked in a radio station where I was paid 50,000 naira before.
Stop. Per what?
Yeah, I mean, and that's my experience.
Per month?
Per month, yeah.
Hell,
and even the employers still owed salaries.
More.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to. You can see where my bitterness can come from when I talk about radio. I've had different experiences with radio, so I can tell you. There's no general cap. There's no general limit, baseline. No, it depends on the radio. They will offer it to you, during your interview, if they like you, they probably will ask you, okay, so what are you looking at? How much are you looking at? And if you tell them a certain price, they will tell you, oh, well, they don't have that. This is how much they can offer. And of course, many of the time, it's way below your value, way below. And but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not generalizing now. It's not every radio station. There are some radio stations who can still afford to pay you, maybe not entirely your value, right? But at least you can live with whatever thing they are paying you. So yeah, there are people like that. But I know for sure that radio doesn't have a baseline. No, I've not heard it before. I have not heard it before. I don't think so. But within the organization, maybe they have their base. They could say that maybe an OAP, the base should be 200. So now, depending on how many years experience or how good or whatever negotiations they
200K.
do with the OAPs, they can now say, okay, maybe this one is collecting 250 or 300 or 500, whatever. They are paying, so yeah, but generally speaking, there's nothing
no
like cap.
Okay, so in terms of the fact that so if I'm still young, but if there is someone now that wants to start the career in OAP, right?
Yeah.
From the look of things, the person has to either start a side hustle to cushion to pad up the expenses, or at some point you have to move from one radio station to another, depending on. So what's the growth, what's the plan? Because someone like me now, there are some people that they like to grow there's this fulfillment and satisfaction they feel that, I've been here, I've grown, I started off as an intern, I became a staff, from there I became this head of. So like for someone that is just starting, what would you advise? So they are, from what you said, side hustle, or then looking for the best man ready to pay the money, and then you just move. Or
so if you're waiting to look for the best man to pay the money, you're going to wait for so long. First off, the industry is so saturated that people are now employing, for the sake of this podcast, I probably will not use derogatory words, but many employers now employ anything. So if you want to wait for that employer that is going to pay well, you're going to wait for so long. However, if you are new and you want to start this journey of being an OAP, like I said earlier, honestly speaking, I don't think, for me, for one, I don't think I can advise anybody to actually go into radio right now. It's a really saturated place, especially in Lagos. Yet many radios still come out. People are still starting radio stations and all of that.
maybe they have a different
and they know that they can't really pay OAPs like that. But it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay. But if you're new, you want to start the OAP thing, it's fine. But just make sure that you probably are looking forward to starting something else on the side, because being an OAP alone might not be able to pay your bills. Most likely will not, especially that you're just starting. Most likely will not. That's like me being as honest as possible. Being an OAP as a rookie, it's never gonna pay your bills. However, should you start, oh yeah, sure, go for it. You like to talk, you think you're exceptional talking on radio, or you can be exceptional talking on radio, why not? Go for it. Do what you want to do, but just know that being an OAP alone is not going to pay your bills, especially if you are like me, who has dreams, big dreams and all of that. You probably want to make much more money than radio can, and this is even general. Even if you find a radio station that's going to pay you maybe average 500k in Lagos or 350, it's hard to find a radio that will pay you 500k anyway. But let's say maybe 350 for example. And you still need to, especially in this economy, it's hard. Things are hard now.
I was going to say that
things are really hard. and radio stations don't just increase salary. They don't just increase salary. So, and then we're in this economy where things skyrocket every now and then, yet your salary is still stagnant. So things are hard. So there's no way you will not have something else on the side. Look, you've got a gift of talking. There's a lot of things you can do with talking. You can do voiceovers. You can host events. I mean, you can do different other things. You know, you can even act. For me, I mean, I love to act. I've been in 2 movies like that, and it's not something I've done for on a big scale, but I want to actually do that on a big scale. In fact, I think I was saying something off camera the other time that, look, if I had my way, I'd leave radio entirely. Honestly, I think at this point I've paid my bill, my
Your dues.
my dues,
Yeah.
and I could just leave radio for something else, you know.
Yeah, so I saw this tweet online and I
Yeah.
just wanted to ask. So it was this random guy, I think it was an intern at a radio station, I don't want to even mention.
Okay.
But he said something about he saw how there were two. So there's a man who worked in the radio station who was clearly one of the best in the radio station at that time. And then there was a new lady who joined as well as an OAP as well. She was new. And then there was a side job, I don't know what they call it now. There was a side job for is it the director of the radio station now to kind of choose someone to do the side job outside?
Yeah,
Right.
it's based on discretion. They would know who is best to go for whatever
Yeah,
job.
and then he said left to him, the guy who had been in the radio station had more experience and was able to had a better way of talking more than the lady, and then he
Yeah.
feels like the lady was chosen because of her looks and not necessarily because of the skills. So I wanted to say, is this actually really, does it actually happen, like favoritism, so for men or women? What?
This table you want to shake is,
No, you don't need to go deep to it, but like, so my own question will now be like, do you think there's actually favoritism in media, or is always based
it's
on
an emphatic yes. It's an emphatic yes. Like I said, a lot of employers on radio, they employ anything, and you can tell sometimes if you're driving and you listen to different radios and you listen to some people, you most likely will be ashamed of yourself listening to that radio, because you're like, what the hell is this? You know, there's favoritism, and look, it's a woman's world at the end of the day. Yeah, it's a woman's world, and I can tell, especially in our industry, you can't take the facts away. If you're good looking, you look great and all of that, well, radio stations want to have you in their radio.
but guys look good as well.
Yeah, we do, but you know, especially if I don't want to enter Wala with this podcast. Especially if you're a guy if the employer is a guy, you know, there's a way ladies just give you this aura, you know, and wanting to have ladies in your radio station is always a go-to. I mean, even for the guys who are OAPs too, you always want to have ladies around. But look, there's favoritism, and it is very, very, it's crazy in our industry. And you listen to some of those people, and you're wondering who even ever told you could talk on radio.
Hey, God, that big.
I'm telling you, okay, this is not me being a sexist or anything, because even for guys, there was a time like that many years ago. I was listening to a particular guy on radio. I listen to the radio a lot, and not my radio station, though.
Why don't you listen to your
shout out to my radio station, but I listen to the radio station, not my radio station, because I love to hear people, different people, how they command their tone and all of that. I mean, it's a job. So I was listening to this particular radio station. He was trying so hard to have an accent, right? And don't get me wrong, having an accent on radio, having an accent on radio, I don't have an issue with it. I honestly, this is my truth. Because, well, some people have told me that I kind of have this particular accent, which is okay. It's the way I talk, right? I'm not trying to force it or anything. But I was listening to this guy on radio, and he was trying so hard to have this accent. And in between trying so hard to have the accent, he wasn't pronouncing his words right.
I think.
Yeah, and it became a weight in my ears because I just couldn't keep listening. And I was just curious. I was like, this is somebody who is on radio talking, and there are many other people who can do better than this guy is doing, but he got the job. How?
The money, maybe.
How did he get the job? How? Because look, and many radio stations don't bring out vacancies. It's a saturated space, like I said.
I was gonna say, where do you guys find your vacancies? It's not on LinkedIn. Sometimes it's not.
No, you don't find it.
So it's just who knows who.
It's again with this favoritism thing. That's okay. That's okay. Some radios do vacancies anyway. Not all of them, but some radios do. So this guy, I listened to this guy, and he was just talking, trying so hard to have an accent, not pronouncing his words well, and he was making mistakes a lot of times, but he got the job. I'm just curious. I'm like, how did this guy get the job? How can he get the job when there are several other people who can talk really well, not necessarily with accent, but
they speak good.
They pronounce their words well. You know, you can understand them when they are talking and all of that. But this here is somebody who can't really put words together and still doing the job. That's why I told you that you see employers these days, they just employ anything. The same thing with some girls on radio. You're listening to them, and you're just like, okay, maybe because I'm an OAP.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get critical.
Maybe the audience.
Forgive me for that. But regardless, I'm an OAP. I have to listen to people.
Yeah, sure.
And I have to be sure that they are doing the job. You know. So when I'm now hearing somebody who is not doing the right things, it just keeps me. I'm just wondering, who are these employers? Why do they do these things? Is it because they can't pay or they don't want to pay? Because it goes back to that thing I said earlier, that look, even though you have a certain value, there are employers who will be willing not to pay you that money you feel like you.
Yeah.
So you're an OAP, you're asking for 700,000 naira. How? Who are you? Who goes you? Who you
boy?
be? So
right.
You know, except they need you. So there are some people have built their brands to an extent that some radio stations literally go to look for them. They offer them higher prices and all of that, so you can get there. Shout out to Dotun. Dotun is one person I really respect so bad in the industry. Even though he's not on radio anymore, he left.
Is it Dotun Radio God?
Yeah, Energy God.
Energy God.
Right. Is somebody I looked up to on radio, but when he retired from radio, he came out and said some things about some of the things we've been talking about now. And you would say Dotun works in the radio station that, in fact, okay, I'm gonna have to mention that.
It's alright.
So Cool FM is a radio station that is one of the foremost radio stations in Lagos, right? There are not many radio stations that can beat Cool FM. Yet, Dotun came out and said some things about the radio at the time when he retired, and understandably so, because, and I'm not saying that this thing is not in all the industries. I mean, any industry will have their own, their own shortcomings and all of that. But he said some things about the radio too, and I was like, oh wow. So even the almighty radio that we've seen and all of that still has all these things. So it's not particular to a certain radio. It's a general thing. It's just crazy. It's crazy because I feel like when people have built their brand to a certain extent, they built themselves, you should be able to pay them what they are worth.
Yeah,
it's not fair on people who are working on themselves, making sure that the radio doesn't die, because that's like what people say right now about the fact that radio is dead. Radio is not even dead. It's not dead at all.
No, it's not dead. In the UK, there's some. I think they make money.
No, they make a lot of money.
They
Like I
so
said, it's just that you have to flow with the currents. This is 2026. You can't do radio the way it was done.
Yeah.
20 years ago, 30 years ago. You have to innovate and make sure that you do radio the way it should be done in 2026.
Yeah, because some of those OAPs, as per the ones that I hear in the UK, like they don't necessarily now be like a presenter on TV or try to. They almost. I'm not exactly sure, but they almost seem like they're enjoying the work of being.
And so not everybody who was on radio is going to do TV. Not everybody
I'm
likes
saying
the
in
camera
terms
though.
of going into bigger side also to like, because there's not enough money coming.
Yeah. Well, like I said again, it's not everywhere that will still do that, or digital content,
Yeah,
podcasts.
it's not everybody.
It's not everybody. Some people just love to be behind the
Camera,
the camera and the microphone, just talk. It's refreshing. Well, in fact, I feel like it's harder because you're behind the system, the microphone, talking to thousands of people. You don't even know who is hearing you. And you are there in the studio just talking to a microphone, you know, and trying to still hype yourself in between, because the job can be boring too sometimes. And these are things people can shy away from talking about. So sometimes I'm just in the studio alone, and I'm just there alone, and literally alone. I could be the only person in the whole radio alone. And I'm trying to make somebody smile outside, right? And at the same time, I have to keep my own self alive in the studio. So these things, it's actually hard sometimes.
I know.
But yeah, some people just prefer to be that radio person, just be there.
Okay, honestly.
Some of us like the camera. So we want to do other things, digital content, you know, do TV sometimes, you know, and all of those. But not every OAP would love to, you know, go into something. So, which is why the radio itself should build themselves to the point that they can actually pay people.
Okay.
Not everybody will be an MC.
Exactly.
Or a TV host or anything. So build yourself, be able to pay these guys, let them have a life. You know, people don't have to start selling drugs or doing some illicit things before and of course people look at you like a celebrity. I always tell people, I'm not look at me like that. Don't ascribe something that is not to me just because I talk to a lot of people on radio. No, I'm working the way you are working. I'm just doing my job, you know. So yeah, I think the radio should be able to build themselves to the point that they can pay people what they are worth.
Yeah. If I didn't learn anything today, I've learned that there's so many creatives, and there's so many talented OAPs out there, but it's just like the structures that are still catching up. It's a saturated place, and radio doesn't have that structure. The structure, we need that structure. We need a really nice, and NBC needs to do something about it. Honestly speaking, maybe radio voices. They need to do something about it. If there's an industry, then people should come together to see how you can help people who work there. And I'm not even talking about just the OAPs. There are people behind the scenes who are working tirelessly to make sure that radio works. There are the producers, they are the marketers, they are the you know, like people behind the scenes who are doing the job. These are people who should be paid their worth to. You know. Anyway, thank you very much, Daniels, for coming to the podcast. There's so many things I wanted to ask, but my producer will tell me that he has been giving me a sign of 1 minute, 2 minutes to end up. But yeah, do you have any questions for me?
Well, questions for you. I'm not sure, but how's it been for you too? I mean, you are in the media. This is not the only thing you do.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And I think Skipper told me that you travel. So how's it been for you?
Yeah, so I'm just trying now to balance this. When I saw that what the media really wanted to do in this country was not really, I ran away. Not like I'm doing media now where I am, but like I was just like, okay, I can still do both at the side, right?
Yeah.
So, well, where I live now, there's vacancy for media. Like you will see the vacancies, and to an extent that I know they would employ you based on your skills. Like it's quite a very long process, right? But that's about it. But I come to at least let the passion not die totally. And let me start my own.
So when I told you to earlier that I most likely will leave radio, that's not to say that I will not do it anymore.
Okay.
That's not to say I will not do media anymore. Of course, I have some things I really want to do that I must do to fulfill my purpose, right? So I can never, I don't think there will ever be a time that I would not do media.
Oh.
No, I don't think there will ever be a time I won't do media, even if I'm doing some other things, right?
Okay.
But for sure, I'll be always do media.
All right,
then.
Thank you so much, Daniels, for coming to our podcast.
Really
we have a little gift for you.
Oh, that's for me?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
it's the least we could do for you. It's the least for accepting to come.
I mean, thank you so much.
Podcast.
I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
And Prisma, thank you for bringing me, and all the best to everybody watching.
Yeah.
If you want to jump into media, radio especially, all the best to you. Don't be discouraged by whatever thing I've said today, right? Because whether you like it or not, radio is a good platform to do whatever thing you want to do. It gives you really, really great platform to meet people and to expand yourself and your reasoning, your vision self, on a larger scale. So go for it if you really want to do it.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you.
All right, and thank you. So if you guys have any questions, you can probably drop it in the comment section. Maybe we'll reach out to old Daniels to answer the questions for you. And if you have your own experiences or your own thoughts that you think you want to add or share, we've talked our talk. Now we want you to talk your own talk in the comment section, okay? Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right.